Well, hello, my fly babies. How are you today? I am so excited to be here with you this afternoon. Today we're going to talk about being responsible and how to raise responsible children. So, in order to talk about that, let's define responsible. Okay? So, responsible, some synonyms for responsible are trustworthy and mature. Those are words for responsible. That's part of a definition, but here are some synonyms. Able. Now we can be able, right? Adult. We can be adult, but can we expect kids to be adult? No. Mature. We can be mature, but can we expect kids to be mature? Competent. We can certainly be competent. Kids can be competent to an extent, but can we really expect them to be competent? Conscientious, yeah, children can be conscientious. We can be conscientious. Dependable, absolutely, both. Dutiful. Effective. Children might not be effective, but we can be effective. Efficient, can a child be efficient? Not normally. Faithful, absolutely. Children can be faithful. Firm, that's a word I tell you to use. I tell you to be all the time. Hello, everyone. Hello. Firm, but a child is not ready to be firm yet. Level-headed. Well, a child is certainly not level-headed, and sometimes we're not level-headed, but we try to be. Qualified, that's not a thing I would say a child is ready to be. Rational, well, you tell me, how rational are your children? Reliable, absolutely, they can be reliable. Self-reliant, probably not. Sensible, absolutely not. Sober, no, kids are silly. Sound, well, they're not through growing. How can they be sound? How can they be, and they have a sound mind for their level, but they're not going to be sound yet. Stable, they're not stable yet. They're not standing on solid ground. They need you. Steadfast, yeah, they can be steadfast and steady and tried and even trusted and upright. Okay, so these are the things that we want to be, right? So let's talk about the word itself, responsible. I was talking to one of my fly babies today, and she said she loves to take the words and separate them into two words, response, able. Are you able to respond in an adult way, in a mature way, in a steadfast way? I love that. So when you have a job to do, you would expect yourself to be responsible to do the job, right? And so we have to put it on ourselves first so that we can love ourselves and so that we can find peace in our home and we can have some control. And the thing is, we need to be responsible. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. First time here. Hi, Mama Cat's Homestead. So to be responsible, we have to be all these things. Well, that's a lot of stuff. So how do we teach our children to be responsible? Because a lot of these things they're not capable of being yet. That's why it's so important that we're there for them, that we can connect with them, look them in the eye, take the time to explain things to them, take the time to see things from their point of view. As young and immature as it is, they still have a point of view, and that's all they have. So, I remember being a little girl and saying, I'm never going to do that when I grow up. I'm never going to talk like that, or I'm never going to act like that, or I'm never going to, I remember one in particular, I'm never going to say because I said so. And I really did try not to say that to my kids because it frustrated me, because I wanted the reason, not because someone said so. I wanted the reason. So welcome. Oh, you're so sweet. But I hope you're hearing what I'm saying, Carol. I hope you're hearing the words I'm saying, just besides a soft, sweet voice. Sometimes I listen to it and think, it doesn't sound very soft or sweet to me, but if that's what you think. But I really want you to hear the words I'm saying, and that is that responsibility is our responsibility to train our children to be responsible. It's our responsibility. Our children, we want them to be responsible, we want them to be self-disciplined, and we want them to be respectful. and we want them to have self-respect. So those things only happen, and let's break those words down. Respectable. A person who's respectable, you think, okay, that's somebody that people admire and everything. But it really means they have the ability to respect. They're respect able, because what you give, you receive, just like love. When you give love, you receive love. When you give respect, you receive respect. And so even with children, we have to give them some respect. And that would be seeing where they're coming from, understanding where they're coming from, relating to them, connecting with them, taking the time to respect our children's point of view. It doesn't mean we agree. It means we can respect that, because it's come from somewhere. Oh, good, Carol. All right, so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. And so what we were talking about respectable, we were talking about self-disciplined. Self-disciplined. That a child can't be self-disciplined. We help discipline them until they can be self-disciplined. And when they are self-disciplined and they have respect for others, and they're dependable, then they become a person who respects themselves. And maybe we need to think about that too. This whole thing is about loving yourself. So if maybe you're not dependable, maybe you're not respectable, maybe you're not reliable, maybe you're not, what are some of the other words we said? Disciplined, self-disciplined. And maybe that's why you don't love yourself. So think about that, and think about how easy it is to become that way as an adult. It's just a simple step, one step after the other. That's where the baby steps come in. Every day you just have this day to worry about. Don't worry about yesterday. Good grief, that's just over. Don't worry about tomorrow. It might not ever get here. Just say, this is the day. Now, Joanne has children with ADHD. A lot of us were children with ADHD or ADD, and we all got there. Okay? A child learns by their parents. You show a child respect, and then they show respect. That's right. And so to give, you receive, and that's something we want to teach our children. And one of the things I hear a lot is that children won't even help clean the dishes up after dinner. And in my video for tomorrow, I'm going to talk about that, but I'm going to share that with you right now. One of the things, especially for really little kids, is we assume a lot. We assume just because our children have seen us load the dishwasher that they understand how it works. So it's a good idea. I will say keeping the house more in order is helping me to get them on board with cleaning. Absolutely, Joanne. But if you have a little children, your ages of your children, Joanne, for example, and you could say, after dinner, we're all going to, what does that say? Okay, you can change. Everyone can change. Isn't that wonderful? We're not dead yet. We can change. Yay. After dinner, we want to say to our kids at the dinner table, eye to eye, look, Mom is really working on getting the house done. And we want it to be so pretty, so when our friends come over, they'll enjoy it. When your friends come over, you'll enjoy it. And you'll enjoy it more because you're going to be able to find your toys and find your shoes and all those things. So tonight after dinner, we're going to start putting the dishes in the dishwasher. Come over here. I'm going to show you how I put mine in. Hi, Bernadette. So we go to the dishwasher and we say the door opens like this. I know you've seen Mommy do this. You just push this button and pull it down. And then this drawer right here, this pulls out. And underneath, when we close it, the water squirts up this way and goes down over the dishes. So we want to put these dishes on their side next to each other, not close. They have to be apart so the water can get between. And then on the top, we turn the glass upside down because we want the water to get in there. If we turn it this way, the water goes in, and when we open it, it's going to be full of yucky water. So put it this way, and then here's where your fork and spoon go. They may not know any of that. So you teach them that. And then one time's enough. They're smart. They'll remember that. And then you walk with them to do it until they finally do it on their own. Doesn't mean you're doing it for them. You're just saying, oh, time to put our dishes in the dishwasher. I'm going to put mine in. You put yours in. Good job. Remember how the cup goes? Okay, so that's little kids. Now big kids, surly kids, kids who just refuse. You say to them, come on, kids. And it will really, really be beneficial if you can all sit at the table together. I know it's almost impossible, but if you can do that, you're going to have much more control over over your circumstances. Even if not, though, sit down and talk one-on-one with your kids. It's harder that way, but you can do it. Hi, Fairy Trisha Marriott. So you're going to say to your older kids, okay, here's what we're going to do after dinner. You know, I'm trying to keep the house clean, as you know. Remember, I've been asking you to pick your clutter up. Now, after dinner, I need your dishes to go in the dishwasher. Or if you happen to carry something to your room, bring that plate back, put it in the dishwasher. And after dinner, when you guys are putting your dishes in the dishwasher, I'm going to be washing the pots and pans after I put mine in. But if you don't want to put your dishes in the dishwasher, I'm going to let you go ahead and wash the pots and pans. I'll put the dishes in the dishwasher, and then you can just get it over with. I'll go in your room and get your dish. Yeah, no problem. You just wash the pots and pans to my specifications. So you're going to give them a choice. That's it. All right? And that's not mean. That's firm. And what is firm? Firm is part of being responsible. Whoops, wrong page. Responsible. Firm is part of being responsible. So don't feel bad about being firm. Firm, right? It means you know where you stand. You're steadfast. This is what you want. This is your home, and you, by dadgum, you're going to get a clean house, right? All right. That's it. Any comments on any of that stuff? We've only talked 11 minutes, so I'm going to give you lots of time to talk about it. All right. I'm waiting. I know you've got ADHD kids. I know you've some of you have autistic children. Some of you yourself have challenges, but we can still do this together. We can hold hands and get this done together. We can. Teenagers, Heather says, with an exclamation point. One great thing about kids of all ages, Heather, is that they all have redeeming qualities. They all stages have redeeming qualities. Hey, Nawal. Hi. They all do. A little baby infant, if he didn't have a redeeming quality, it's just a crying, mewling, spitting up, pooping thing. But it's a beautiful little innocent, precious, tender thing. And so you love it. It has a redeeming quality. And then when your child starts to coo, that's a redeeming quality. And then as your child becomes a toddler and they grab the red lipstick and they write all over the wall because they don't really know any better, and they turn around and smile at you, that little smile is their redemption, right? I know you have to explain to them that they can't write on the wall, but that's the redemption. You're working on a good homework routine for your son. That's awesome. He's 12 years old. Hi, Ruth. I'm glad you made it. I'm already helping my 1-year-old to do her plate and spoon. Oh, you don't have a dishwasher, but that's great. It doesn't matter. However, they love to get in the bubbles. My teens do the dishes. This is Mama Kat. She's got a wonderful channel, and they do it alone and take turns. Oh gosh, let's see. Whoopsie. Let's see what you're saying there. They have liked working together on tasks, makes it go faster and easier. You remember? I remember. That's true. I knew what you meant. When I was a teenager, we used to go to my cousin's house, or she'd come to my house, and back then, a permanent marker, Jessica. Back then we didn't have dishwashers. That was really something that we hadn't heard of. And we would wash dishes together and talk, and it was so much fun. We'd listen to songs, and we'd talk about our boyfriends or whatever. So yeah, it is fun for kids to do things together. Please, my problem is with books, and I can't declutter them. Okay, well, what do you mean you can't declutter them? That's okay, Mama Cat. Magic eraser work. Okay, listen, there's a word, can't, and it's a little fib we tell ourselves. Hand washing the dishes feels like a feat. Good. That means a good thing. Let's get back to the can't. I know you love your books, but there's no such word as you can't. That's just, it's not impossible. Someone, somewhere can, and it's you. Because why? Because you are responsible. I'm so happy that you caught me live. I know a lot of people have problems with books, but here's the thing with a book. Why are you keeping all those books? Some of them may be sentimental. Some of them may be, I don't know if you watched my video a couple of days ago, live video, but I love this one thing, and it is, it's having certain clutter that makes you think you're going to do that thing, or that's going to make you seem smarter or better or whatever, and you never look at it. Reference book, Sue, okay. And you never look at it, you never use it. So for example, I had tennis rackets. I kept them forever. Hi Trina, yay, I'm glad you're here. I kept them forever. My husband every year would say, okay, why don't you get rid of these tennis rackets? And I'd say, well, I'm gonna play tennis. Well, I never did. And you know what? I gave them to my grandson this last year, and he was thrilled because he is playing tennis. My little grandson in Atlanta, so he took those home. He intends to play tennis with his dad, so with his stepdad. So Yay. So that is some of the stuff that we might be, ooh, look at that. Some of the books you might be keeping are books that you anticipate doing those things. Now, reference books, you know, you can go online and you can put it in Google search and you can find almost anything. Heather, I'm going to read that in just a minute. But don't say can't. That's your little inner child saying, it's going to take too long, it's going to take forever, I can't do it. You can do it. So here's what you do. You baby step yourself through it. You take a handful of books off the shelf and you decide yourself, what do you want to keep? Hi from the Bahamas. I hope you're going to be okay down there. Ooh, a little scary with the hurricane. So you decide, what do you want to keep? You can keep whatever you want. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. I'm in Northeast Florida, and we're fine. Yeah, what are you holding on to? So get that little link. Well, first decide, what kind of books do I want to keep? How many of each do I need? You know, it's just like having a million spatulas in the kitchen. You don't need a million spatulas. No, a stack of books at a time, Noel. Just Noel. I'm going to say Noel. I'm hoping that's how I pronounce your name. Yeah, I'm fine. So you take that stack of books after you've made your decision of how many of each you're going to keep, and you're going to say, okay, you know what? I love this book. I've read this book 3 times, and I intend to read this book again. I'm keeping this book. This is my favorite author. This book just transports me to another place. Keep it. But Ruth said her books gave her allergies, so she got rid of them. I'm assuming you had a lot of dusty books. But then maybe you pull one out that you've never read and you thought you would read, and it seems like it'd be fun to read or interesting to read, and you've never gotten past page 3, and you never are. Why would you let that book stay on your shelf? That book, somebody else would love it, but you don't love it. Give it away. Bless someone else. So you can do this. Yeah, it's like a paper routine, a handful at a time. And before you know it, you're going to have it all sorted out, and it's going to look so much better, and you're going to enjoy it. Now, like I said, you can keep whatever you please, but you need a place to store it. So if it doesn't fit in your house, then buy a storage unit, rent a storage unit, and put it there. If you refuse to get rid of them, you know, I have people who maybe have medical books because they went through medical school and they just don't want to get rid of their medical books, although they never look at them. Then if it's worth it to you, then you get a storage unit and you store it because you can't fit it in your house. Now think about that. Is that really worthwhile? Because your house is worth a whole lot more than a storage unit. And if you can't clean because of the books, let's get rid of it. Okay, that was a side one. Now people were asking me, Mama Kat was asking me if I was safe here in North Florida. We're expecting, because this hair, I'm sorry, it's flipping like, I look like Bozo the Clown. It's going to be here in tropical storm force probably Saturday and Sunday. And then on Monday, if it is going to be a hurricane and it's not falling apart or it hasn't gone back out to sea, it's going to hit here Sunday, Monday, I believe. My husband and I are going to leave town because that's my decision. That's what I choose to do. My sister is staying with my parents this time. Last time we had a hurricane, I was with my parents. So she's going to stay with them. I'm going to leave town. Actually, Larry and I are going to watch an Alabama football game in Tuscaloosa, so that's going to be fun. But if it stays awful, we're going to stay away until it's over, and then we'll come back. I'm not anticipating anything stronger than a Category 3, and that's what we had last time. It's not bad at all. Okay, so I'm safe and sound. Don't worry about me. All right, but I'm worried about Bahamas, who was on here. I'm really worried about her. Okay, let me go back here and see. Okay, Ruth said she had allergies, okay. And Bernadette said clean them out like a paper routine. That's right, a handful. Instead of an inch of paper, you're going to do a handful of books. Hello from Indiana. Hi, Anna. Noel, you said that's good. Okay, good. We're going to go through our books now that our children are done with school and another homeschool family will enjoy them. Awesome. Hi, New Zealand. Carrie Lynn. I may or may not have called my husband's reference books for courses he never finished and Spanish books he can't even understand. I love that you may or may not have. That's too cute. Oh, I wondered if you were in Alabama, Mama Kat. I thought you were in Alabama. That's why I love you. My husband's from Alabama. What's up with the fear of being uncomfortable when things are uncluttered? Well, some people are truly uncomfortable. And it's because, if you've watched that video, it's because when I talked to my psychologist friend, that being in a state of uncluttered is so uncommon for that person. Maybe they were raised in clutter, or they've had clutter for so long that it's almost like a security blanket, and they can just, get in there, and that makes them feel comfortable. And they have to get used to being in a new environment, just like a person who loses weight and they're uncomfortable. They're more vulnerable, they feel, maybe because they've lost weight, and that's true. So, the thing about it is, my mother, and I love her dearly, my mother, but she is a born organized person. And when she hears things that you guys say, she thinks, she gets a little judgmental about that. So let's not be judgmental about each other, because everybody has something, right? We all have something, and we all love each other. So, and I'm not saying that you are being judgmental. I'm just saying, let's be careful how we talk about other people, because that's a true feeling for them. Okay. But I love you, Heather. Don't worry. Okay, somebody said never mind and clapped their hands. I'm sure you're glad you made a plan to go. Yes, I am. I'm safe. Don't worry, Carol. Okay, everybody's talking to each other now. That's so fun. You donated to a library. That's good. You're in Montgomery. Awesome. That's where Hank Williams is from. Yeah. A storage unit is a good idea if it's a good idea for you. I surely wouldn't want to do that, but I know people who do that because they can't get rid of their stuff. It's really an emotional thing. They can't get rid of it. So if you want to pay for a storage unit and you organize it in there and you have some kind of a list that you know what's in there, so if you do need to find it, you can find it. My recommendation, a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, so that when you put in the keyword, it'll tell you what box it's in. Box A1 has these things in it. Box A2 has these things in it. Box A3 has these things in it. And then at least you can find it, because why put it in there if you can't find it, right? Okay. Let's see. Nona, hi. Okay. Made a face group, just family members, and I put pictures of the things I wanted to keep and ask if anyone wanted. And it looks like there are many they wanted. Excellent. That was the idea from that video. Excellent. Who is that? Genre. Wonderful. Thank you, Jasmine. We'll be safe. And Bernadette's feeling better. Yeah, the hurricane, they're talking about the hurricane in Georgia and South Carolina right now. You know what? It's been 22 minutes. It's time to get off of here. Trina, just jump in and don't catch up, Bernadette. That's right. It's time for me to go. Thank you for changing my life. You're welcome. My friends think I'm organized. I remember that. I remember that feeling when I worked and I had my work control journal and people said, "You're so organized." And it was like, me? But I really was. Okay, guys, I gotta go, but it was so fun. Hank Williams Museum, yes. Okay, I'm leaving. You guys are awesome. I love you. And remember that you are beautiful. Bye.